And then if you had to pick between 1, 2, and 3 remakes,
it'd be this one again.
Yeah, the 2 remake
I
was
would
the
think
better
this is
one.
the best one. Compare those. Yeah. I just think that they could have done a better job. That's all I would say. I think they could have done a better
That's
job.
why out of all,
remake of 3.
out of 2 and 3 remakes, the one I could see a director's cut happening if they decided to fix things would be 3.
I think that they could have done
Because I started seeing people like talking about it, going like, you know what? If they did a director's cut and fixed everything with 3, I will buy it for $60.
I definitely saw that someone said that it's not a bad game. It's just
not bad.
It's not the same as the original.
They cut way too much. They rushed the game out, and so everything had to be reused as well. And it was, and the excuse that the different difficulty game modes and having the items switch around gives replayability. That's not replayability. Most people get done of the game after playing it the first time, not the second time.
I have to go get an item. This item is something that I really need. I got another key. So
like with Resident Evil 2 remake, basically when I did like Leon 1, Claire 2, I was pretty much done. And so then when I did Claire 1, Leon 2, I was just infinite launching everything. So I was done.
Did you buy the key?
Yeah, after I did the first playthrough.
What I learned was,
because it's like I've already done it, I'll just use the stuff. I also got it on sale when it was like $1.50 or something.
So Harrison, if you just walk around here and you don't even look at this thing, you'll never know about it.
Yeah, I see the little lock hole right
see
there.
When you do it, and you do that, you get something called a handgun part, which turns your handgun into a
Matilda.
Yay! Yeah, it's just called custom pistol handgun.
Because I see the little lock hole. I see that. It stands out a little bit.
I knew it because I kept pressing A on everything. I was like, oh, I need a key location. Okay, I know what key I need to put in that.
I think a lot of fans would be happy if they, out of the remakes, if 3 had a director's cut. If 2 had a director's cut, I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't care. Most people probably wouldn't drop the extra money for it.
Look, this game.
But the reason why 3 remake had so little sales compared to 2 is 1. Most people said it's not worth the $60. What the hell are you doing, Capcom? You know.
This game right here.
And then 2 was because yet again it was not worth because the lack of content and it not even like being like how it was supposed to.
This game right here, it's
not worth $60.
It's
the 3 remake that came out should have been $30, and then if they wanted, because they wanted a version of 3 out by March, so like Resident Evil every year. What they should have done was just call that, they should have sold it for $30, let people know that a full version's coming out, right? And then release that full version later on as director's cut.
Look,
and people wouldn't have been mad. Some people probably would have bought the shorter one off the bat because there's people that always want to buy it. Then have the director's cut come out like a year or 2 later, and then give people the option to buy that one and play the full version.
Here, I want to tell you something. This game right here.
I don't know. It's just an idea that they could have done or could still do.
See, this game right here and the remake, there might be like itty bitty
differences, like the beginning of Kendo and all that stuff, and where you meet up with Claire and this and that.
There might be itty bitty changes like that and that, but most of the game is actually
very similar.
Very similar. Like the weapons.
And then locations being changed up a little bit.
See, the weapons.
Like the main lobbies changed up a little bit.
See, the weapons Leon gets and the weapons Claire gets are the same in the remake.
They made it like pretty similar.
Yeah, for example, Leon gets a Desert Eagle, a shotgun, a pistol,
grenade launcher,
a machine, the flame.
Claire got the grenade launcher.
The flame
Leon
rounds,
got the.
He gets a flamethrower.
He got the electric gun thing.
Yeah, he gets a flamethrower in this one.
And
she gets.
Did he get a flamethrower as well?
He gets a flamethrower.
Like I had a flamethrower. Yeah.
He has the flame.
Because I was thinking in the remake, I had a flamethrower in that electric gun, or was that Claire that had the electric gun?
Claire has the electric gun. So Leon gets a shotgun, a handgun, a magnum, and a flamethrower.
Yeah, I remember this area.
But Claire gets her electric gun, the flame electric gun, grenade launcher.
How come we don't have those zombies in the remake too?
Oh, the ones that are like
the shorts and tube top type thing.
Because they don't want to show. They don't want to show too much. Her cheeks are enough, you know. They did make them big,
thick.
but they did take away some.
And in the 3 remake, they took like 3 zombie models from 2 remake, and then that's all you saw throughout the entire game. Remember that?
That is very true. Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't think about that until
3 remake.
Yeah, they only chose like 3 models. Yeah.
Do you like those posters of like naked ladies, but you can't even see that they're naked because it's so pixelated?
Yeah.
You see that? It looks like she's going like this.
Yeah, I think she is. Okay, watch Sister Fest.
Nemesis? I mean, Mr. X?
No, you're not supposed to go through the store. Oh no!
Didn't you already knock them down?
That's the outside. So that's how Claire gets inside. So
well, those were the same zombies you took out over here.
The exact same ones. See, I give them credit because it's not like they can make tons of different zombies especially in this era, but in the new one they can make tons of different zombies.
But then with the 3 remake, they didn't have time to do any assets at all, except for the new characters like Jill
and Nemesis,
Carlos, Nikolai, like those characters. They had to get those done.
Question.
And then they didn't have any time to like. Oh yeah, and Nemesis.
Question. Did you ever see?
I like how you don't get to see the helicopter crash.
Did you see a liquor?
No.
In the remake? I mean, not the remake, the original. Did you ever see a liquor in the original?
Where?
No. Original 3. Did you see a liquor once? No. No. Then why did?
A few times. It was like twice they threw a liquor in there.
In the original,
remake,
yeah, in the remake,
it in like twice.
Yeah, she never met one. Yeah.
And then Nemesis became one as well. It's like,
see, but there were so many different types of monsters in the third one, you know.
And in 3 remake, they just didn't even do the right like they had the time to do the monsters. Clearly, because they made new monsters
there was
in 3 remake.
Worm.
But they didn't even do the.
There was a worm, man.
Just please, Capcom and Resident Evil team, make a 3 remake director's cut.
An actual
3 remake.
I think you're asking too much now, man. They're kind of one and done in this situations here. I wish they would. Trust me, I would love if they would do it again. But
Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 1 remake. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 3 remake. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 4 one and done. Haha.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I just think that they have tons of.
Also, yeah, it goes Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 1 director's cut, and then Resident Evil 1 remake.
There's a director's cut.
The original Resident Evil 1 that had a director's cut, and it had a little bit. I think it had some alternate endings.
Really? Huh.
I think I had the director's cut on PSP.
I never got a chance to really play.
I don't remember the difference.
I never played the original, so.
One remake has more content than director's cut anyway, so.
No items in use. Oh, what's the...
Now imagine if they did one remake again, then there'd be like 4 different versions of one. One director's cut, remake 1, remake 2.
What is this item that's blinking?
Yeah,
oh.
so you saying the one and done?
Well, because usually game companies are one and done.
But they're so focused on this stuff. If they were to turn around, listen to fans, and make a director's cut of 3, and then it sold well, then they would probably do that more often. But that's the thing with those companies, though, too, is you don't know if they're ever gonna listen.
You got the king.
They claimed they listened when people said they wanted a 3 remake, and went, okay, we're making it.
We're making a 3 remake, okay.
But then they didn't do it right and rushed it. But if they say they listen, like they claim, then they'd be making a 3 director's cut that would be coming out, you know?
Do you remember?
Okay, what if they are doing a 3 director's cut and there's no leaks or anything about it because they're keeping it hidden?
Hush, hush.
Be careful. But the reason why people know about 4 remake and 8 was because when you're part of the ambassador program with like Resident Evil and whatnot, if you're selected, you can like try out like alphas of the games and whatnot, and then people leak it.
So they didn't have a tryout for.
So that's why people knew about that stuff and whatnot.
So they didn't have a tryout for Resident Evil 8, not 8, 4. Because I heard that they were like getting people to come in to play it
to test it. If you're part of the ambassador programs, like you get to like test these games far before anybody even gets to know about them.
Didn't they test like?
But also, you're supposed to be hush hush about it. But nobody's ever hush hush. So there's always people leaking.
Didn't they test? What's that game called? What's it called?
So there's always that chance they have hidden projects that they haven't told anybody about.
They tested the multiplayer one, didn't they?
Nobody even really plays Project Resistance. And they have alternate outfit. They have more outfits in Project Resistance than they do in the actual Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Like, they have Claire outfit and all that stuff for people. They got, like, different outfits. It's just like, okay, how come we don't have outfits for 3?
Because they just don't want to do it.
Because clearly, they were making Project Resistance and they were told to make 3, and so then all that happened.
Oh, I forgot to show you.
Anyways, enough. No more. I think I'm done talking about all that.
When we're done with when I take a break, I'm gonna show you the costumes for Resident Evil 3, because there's like tons of costumes you could unlock in that game, and some of them they're pretty good looking.
This original one.
The original 3.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. The original one. The original 3.
Yeah, there's some pretty awesome outfits, but
even
I can definitely
Zero had more outfits than 3.
See, I can definitely tell why they weren't gonna make.
They didn't have time to make outfits for 3 remake because the game was already rushed as it is.
They weren't gonna do it because they're kind of lewd, man. Like some of the outfits are pretty.
I mean, look at Resident Evil 0 for Becca and stuff. She got skimpy outfits.
It's
Resident Evil 6. They had skimpy outfits. Like, they've always had skimpy outfits for men and women, but all of a sudden with 3 remake, they're like, nah.
It's funny, lewdness in games now are very, not good. You know what's funny? People who watch our stuff, they're like, man, you guys really like to look at the female characters in these games, don't you?
No, because I point out both male and female.
Well, yeah, you do.
For you, they'd go like, wow, he's sexist. He only points at the girls.
Well, I'm only attracted to the girls on this, but
all the times I point out male and female butts, I'm like, man, he's got a butt on him. Remember Trevor? For some reason, they had such a big butt on him.
But the thing is, though, we do that because we actually like when games actually make characters look human. You know what I mean? Or if they don't look human, they actually make them over sexual, and it's funny to us because to me it's funny, you know, because like
everybody has different body shapes too, but then like nowadays in video games they try to give everybody the same body
shape. So
like where they have nothing.
So when I say that person, it makes me funny that their butts are hanging out or something like that. It's because it's a certain artist's idea that they needed to have their butts hanging out. And I think it's funny.
With a certain anime called Fairy Tail, literally every female basically have the same exact body type, pretty much.
Everyone does. I was about to
all the females.
I was about to watch.
They're all thick with like big tits. And basically, if you just took their heads off and put them on a different person, it would work the same.
I was about to watch Fairy Tail, and I got to like the first.
They either have no chest or they have the same.
I was watching the first.
Body.
I was barely watching the first like couple minutes of it, and I didn't get really chance to learn that many people. All I saw was the first.
You start off with Lucy and Natsu.
I saw the first.
And Happy the cat.
Yeah, I saw the first girl, and she was slammed her fist on the table because she was upset about something. That's all I'm at right now.
Fairy Tail gets better. The first season is slow.
Her name, so she's Lucy.
Heartphilia.
Lucy Heartphilia.
And then Natsu Dragneel.
Hold on, Heartphilia. Heartphilia, huh? Really?
And Natsu Dragneel. And one of the other characters you meet after when you get to the guild is Grateful Buster.
Grateful Buster.
Urza Scarlet.
Okay, now that one's not too bad.
Because her hair's red.
Yeah. Is
Mary Jane Strauss.
Did I ever tell you why they? I saw this video a couple days ago. It's
Elfman Strauss.
Elfman Strauss.
Because they're brother and sister.
Yeah. I saw this video a couple days ago. It said
Damn, I can't remember the guild leader's name. Makarov. Master Makarov. I can't remember his last name though. That's the only one I can't remember the last name.
I watched a video a couple days ago. It said, why in like vampire shows or
Guess
like,
what the PlayStation Plus games are?
Oh.
Another racing game, and then vampire.
Oh, vampire. Huh.
I'm
That
like,
was not too
I'm
bad.
done with these racing games. Always racing
Vampire
games.
isn't too bad. You might like that one.
I can some of these animes that I like a lot.
Mhm.
I always I remember their first and last names. Like FMA, I know a lot of their first and last names. Like Major Luis Armstrong, and then there's Colonel Armstrong or something like that.
Isn't
Not
that-
Colonel,
is
it's,
that- that's the sis-
Major. It's Major and Sergeant.
The brother and
I think the
sister.
sister's Sergeant. I don't remember. It's I'm trying to remember her name. It's it's like kind of like a French name. It kind of sounded like it was like Olivier. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of it's like spelled like Olivia or something.
I forgot what it.
But like
forgot her name.
it's Olivier Armstrong.
There was a.
Louis Armstrong.
So.
Rory Mustang, Riza Hawkeye, Ed and Elric.
There. So.
I almost said Alric, so I had to pause right there. I was gonna say Ed and Alric.
There was a.